Welcome to the Coach Speak podcast, built for coaches, by coaches, hosted by Jamie Bolton and Dustin Martin. Sponsored by Ray Crowther, providing the nation's best athletic training equipment since 1932. And R4 Football Systems. Accelerate everything by decoding the game.
Hey guys, welcome back to Coach Speak. Dustin Martin here with Jamie Bolton, and man, it's been almost 21 episodes since it was just me and Jamie, and we've just had so many great speakers. But tonight, man, we want to shout out to our new premium sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Glacier Clinics. We want to give a shout out to Jeremy Boskin over there, a great friend and colleague that, we have known in the coaching ranks, and Jamie's going to get a little bit more into it, man, but we're super excited to talk about what happens now that we are partnering up with Glacier.
Yeah, guys, Glacier's been huge for us. Obviously, we've always gone to Glacier Clinics. We had a really fun last time in Charlotte. So if we saw you guys in Charlotte, that was a epic time. That was a fun 24 hours and quick turnaround. But
I think we had like 6 to 8 dudes hanging out in the hotel room, and I ordered like $180 in Taco Bell.
Yes, yes.
Most Taco Bell I've ever seen in my life.
All of our sponsorship money went straight to Taco Bell. So it's not a lot of money, but
no doubt.
We gave it back. But no, Glacier's done a bunch for us, and it's awesome to be able to partner with them. I mean, they're the best in the industry. All the memories that all the coaches have, all the knowledge that they give, and able to speak at clinics around the country has been great. And then what's cool is with this partnership, we'll be actually going on tour. So I say on tour, but we'll be going to multiple Glacier clinics around the country this upcoming 2027 off season, and doing some meet and greets and some giveaways. So we'd love to be able to see guys out in those cities, and so man, we're excited about that.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited to go on the tour, man. Makes me feel like a rock star, you know what I mean? But when we say the tour, Morgan Wallen's over here, man.
We're gonna post it,
yeah, nah, man, we are super excited though. You've been to a couple different Glacier clinics, speaking, and we went to a couple on the Southeast as attendees, but it's like, man, I'm excited to tap into some new areas, man.
Yes.
I feel like we have talked to a bunch of coaches across the country, and it's like, I want to hit more markets. So man,
Yes.
if you live near a Glacier, or there's one that you would love us to come out to and just meet, and you got some people, we would love to hear, where should we go? Which ones are y'all looking forward to? And so make sure to hit us up on X. But man, we got a lot of great stuff coming up. I mean, first off, football season's coming up. You know what I mean?
Extremely exciting.
And
hey, nerve-wracking.
Do y'all got a scrimmage tomorrow, man? Who y'all?
Yeah, we do. We're actually going up against these guys, Catawba Ridge. So we're going up against you, man. So we'll be across the sidelines tomorrow.
Hey, man, I'll be cheering for you tomorrow because you're on offense.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm on offense.
Yeah,
so we're not going against each other.
Right, that's right.
We'll finally be not going against each other.
That's fun, man. No, it'll be fun tomorrow night, 6:30. That's going to be a good one. Hope the rain holds off.
Yeah. Weather's been hit or miss, man. It's been saying the storms the last couple of days. I just went and cut my grass, and the lawnmower keeps cutting off because the grass is so wet. But I got to get it cut, man. This freaking HOA will send you a picture. Hey, man, you need to cut your grass. I'm like, dude, it's raining. What
I'll tell you though, we've been going in the mornings. We've been practicing in the mornings, even during school, which has been awesome. I'm all about it. I was kind of apprehensive about it, so we just started school this week. It's I guess we started in on August 2nd or 3rd, and so we've been practicing from 7 o'clock in the morning to 9:30, and getting all of our film and stuff in. Our kids don't go to second block until 10:10, so it's been awesome. So we got to go home today at 4 o'clock. So everybody's off campus, getting home with our families, but we get out of the weather. We haven't had any storms, we haven't had any rain issues, wet bulb issues. So we haven't missed a beat, and I really do like it.
Yeah, it's been one of those weird years, man. It hadn't really been that hot this summer. We didn't get shut down wet bulb one time in the summer. Obviously, you're going in the morning. It's been kind of steamy lately, but it hasn't been super hot. And knock on wood, I hope the next 3 weeks it and just scorching. But man, I'm just looking forward to the season, man. I really am. It's the best time of the year. We hit August. We're in August now. So it's these are my 5 favorite months. Don't get me wrong, I like summer, I like spring, but these are my 5 favorite months of the year. It's football, colder weather's coming in, and it's a lot of holidays where you get to eat. It's just my favorite time of the year.
Then you get to get judged on 10 days. All the work you put in from March all the way on. It's now you got 10 days to. Here it goes again, man. This is year, 16 or 17 for me. How many years you got in?
This is 11 or 12. I can't remember.
That's
Can't
wild.
remember. Yeah,
I'm on my second half, man. Like, that's crazy to say.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going through a midlife
if you're
crisis.
shooting for 30, you're already on that second for sure.
I hope I can maintain with
way
all
more
the
than that.
volatility and craziness going on in our sport.
Yeah.
But we'll see if we can maintain.
Speaking of, man, how's the sandbox or something? I saw something on X, man. Hey, man, knock you off the
coaches,
sandbox.
man, this is wild, man. I didn't realize coaches will just do that now. You know, they'll
Yeah.
call you out and
it's like, man, like every coach I've always grown up is like, listen, man, like even if you think you're going to be okay, even if you think your team has a chance, it's like you always want to undersell, because the worst thing you can do is oversell, and then you don't show up, and it's just like,
feel like Conor McGregor out there and blow his knee out. Like, don't be that guy.
Right. No, but it's like, listen, man, like you can have a swagger and ride with your guys and think your team's going to be great, but it's like, I just don't know if I would ever say, hey, man, go knock somebody off their sandbox.
Bulletin board material. I do not want to have any bulletin board material. If they say I have they had to make it up, because I'm always going to respect my opponent. Yeah. Not just publicly, but also privately. I think in-house, I'm always going to respect our opponents, because I don't ever want to leave any stone unturned because of some sort of emotional, like, oh, we're going to have this mindset. Mm-hmm. I think we should have a mindset that we're going to beat people and we're going to dominate people. But you also have to be aware of, we got to know what their strengths and weaknesses are too. And let's have a little bit of humility in how we approach it. But then once we know who they are, we know how to attack them, and then we go full bore on that. So it's not like a humility like we're going to get beat, but it's also like we got to know our opponents, and respect them in that way. And honestly, when coaches make comments publicly like that, that just goes back into like, why we're doing this. Mm-hmm. And I think it's kind of spreading a message of like, we're not calling that guy out. I think some people probably know who it is, but honestly, he doesn't care, because he was public with that statement. Yeah. And that's not the first statement I've heard like that. I think there's been a lot of like pettiness and like immaturity with our coaching profession. And I cannot stand that. That is like the worst thing, because I hate to see our players do it. And we're supposed to be, I know I'm preaching to the choir here on a lot of guys listening, but we can't stand for that kind of stuff. And I think when you see it, you need to call it out. You got to call balls and strikes on that, because that's a bad look. And so when you say you're a football coach, people associate you with calling another high school out that, you don't know the ins and outs of. And I mean, we're talking about high school amateur athletics. Like, what are we doing? Like, are we making millions of dollars doing this? Like, no.
Hey, man, preach, brother, preach.
Sorry,
I'm with you. No, dude, I'm with you. I think, there's a fine line with everything, there is, like, I think there's some things that are okay, and I think there's some things that are too far. If that's how you lead, then that's how they follow, and that's what I truly believe in. And
but people criticize, like, government leaders all the time for speaking like that. But then look at the rest of our society doing the same thing, is following suit. It's just interesting. I honestly, I don't mind the comment privately. Like, I would almost say that privately to my team. Like, hey, man, these guys are doing this, like, to my guys, to motivate them. But when you start doing it publicly, now you just, you've lit a fire, and that maybe not something that you want to do. So just be careful.
No doubt, dude. Hey, great lesson though, man. Just
it is
something to remind.
We'll see how it turns out.
No doubt. Yeah, I can't wait for that date.
That's some good stuff, man.
Nah, man, got a lot of stuff looking forward to, man. Got a lot of great teams that we're both going against this year. A lot of great coaches, and looking forward to seeing some new things. Lake Wiley's got their new high school. And we know the challenges. I played at Limestone. I was a part of Legion early on. Like, I know how it is to build a program, and and it's like that ain't easy, y'all.
It's hard, man. It's hard, especially going into 4A ball. I mean, I think that's going to be a hard one too, and in that region. And best of luck to them. Shout out to Dad, head softball coach at Lake Wiley. So right down the road, man. He's all about it, man. He calls me every day about it. Man, I got this pitcher, I got this catcher. So he's all excited.
There are a lot of good people over there, man. They got Devin Lowry with the baseball coach. Good dude, and man, obviously Peeler, man. Great
Shout out to Steven.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff. But man, I'm excited. Big season for both of us. It's interesting that we're both on offense, so that'd be cool to talk to each other weekly about that. And really, we need to kind of get into how our podcast is going to go throughout the season. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. So, we're trying to constantly, just like our coaching, adapt, evolve, and make things better. And we want to kind of get into the categories of this is what the podcast is going to look like throughout the year. So we really want to emphasize early in the year, like culture and team building and just kind of in the moment of where coaches are, where we are personally. And like, we think that we want to kind of shape this season where we're going to bring guest speakers on, and it's going to kind of be like a 30 to 40-minute episode is kind of what we're thinking. The first 15 to 20 minutes or so, we kind of want to check in with the coach, man. Hey, how's it going? How's the season? How's the off season? And do a check-in specifically with them. And we're going to allow the coaches to share their screen and talk about something that maybe it's some issues or a problem they went through it already this season, or something they're working through, or even a schematical. Hey man, what is something that you were pretty happy with, an adjustment y'all made in your previous game or whatnot, and just a chance for us all to kind of learn what are you going through in this time of year, this time of season, where your feet are now. And so we're just going to try to tailor these next couple episodes starting near August 21st that week. I know that's a Friday. It's the first game week, but we're going to try to start tailoring those episodes to be more of where are we at in the season, early season struggles and stuff of that. And super excited to kind of release some of those episodes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I think a lot of us will be going through some of the same struggles. So it'd be cool to see how coaches problem solve a particular thing. That'd be really cool to dig into. And that's going to be interesting, man, because
hey man, we're probably going to
talk about.
We're probably going to get a lot more listeners. Going to like, oh, we played that guy in a couple weeks. Let's see what he's got. What's he's got to talk about?
Exactly. So maybe we'll do a couple week delay, on all that stuff. But no, I'm excited about that. And then we also have a new series that we're going to start, kind of alongside. Not that we're going to, have a different podcast or anything, but definitely through the season, me and Dustin are kind of going through this journey together. We were talking earlier this summer, about, developing more as leaders, especially through scripture and using, the Bible and the Word of God to really teach us how to lead better. And I know it sounds very simple, but we're going to be kind of deep diving. I don't want to say deep dive because we're not theologians. We're not experts. I'm definitely not an expert in the Bible, but me and Dustin are both going on a journey. We kind of want to bring listeners with us and kind of talk about leaders through scripture. And I think that's going to be really fun, man. Like we'll go into and we'll talk about what they went through, and maybe how we can apply a lot of that to our lives, not only as coaches, but husbands and family members. And so I'm hoping you guys join us on that. If you're interested in that, that'll be kind of secondary to our other ones, but we're going to release those hopefully weekly, I think is that the idea?
Yeah. We're still going to do our normal Tuesday release, and then we're going to find another day that we probably think is most beneficial for coaches. When do you have the most time? But
they're going to be Sunday. Maybe we release that on a Sunday, and you listen to it on the way to church. Like I'm just really excited about taking a week and hey, we're going to study Moses, or we're going to study Abraham. We're going to study David, and just really kind of get into it. And then me and you'll just have a discussion about what we both learned about him.
Yes.
And use scripture and then try to apply that to our lives, because, they're imperfect humans just like we are. And they went through some of the same struggles, and God called them to do special things, and they're ordinary people just like us. So I'm really, really excited about that too, man.
No, man, I'm super excited about it. I've always felt like being led to try to teach in a different way, and I want to try to do it to what applies to our profession. It's like, people throw around the scripture, iron sharpens iron all the time. And it's just like, I want to deep dive and let's look at past figures that were in leadership roles and what were their struggles. Because at the end of the day, we all think that, oh man, why am I going through this? Like, how do I handle this? And it's like, just kind of referring that. Man, what we want to make sure too is like our normal Tuesday episodes aren't going to change. They're going to be for football coaches, but these leadership through scriptures, like we're hoping that it can reach multiple sports and multiple coaches, because it's not going to be football specific. We will make connections and relations of how we use it to lead and how we learn to lead for football coaches. But we're hoping to reach more coaches with this on our little side series, because at the end of the day, that's what we feel led to do. And we hope some of you will join us. We know some of you may not, and that's okay, but we hope that you give it a try. And man, it's definitely something
we're all learning together.
Excited.
We're just learning together, and I feel like I want to be challenged. I want that to smack me in the face, and what I need to do. And so, man, what a cool thing that was, and I'm glad you brought that up for us, Dustin. But yeah, man, I'm excited about the future episodes, and so yeah, what else? What else we need to discuss? I can't remember what we talked about.
No, man, no, dude. I just think, man, it's cool to kind of Man, we just hit episode 76, man. Like we're
Yeah.
coming up on 100 quick. And guys, those of you that tune in each week, going to work with Ray Crother and try to get us another good 100 episode giveaway.
Yeah.
Talk with Hans over there, and let's talk about Hans, man. Like Ray Crother equipment, dude. Like I'm using the X-ray sled at practice right now for receivers and blocking, dude. It is phenomenal. Just being able to work different angles, putting your receivers in position for crack blocks, and then being able to block that sled on an angle, man. Like it's shameless plug there, but man, it's an awesome tool, man. I
You ought to
always
throw
thought
in
it
one of
would
those
be
cool
great.
Hans videos. You ought to throw in one of those cool Hans that just pop that thing up. And I remember back at York, man, it had to be 2016 or 17. Hans is out there with his video camera, and I got these bullet arms. And like I'm out there, I'm like, who's this guy taking pictures and videos? And like I didn't even know who the guy was. And then Grady and Knox Baggett, they were the OCs at York. They sent me this YouTube video of this like rock and roll music and me like slow motion using these arms. It was just really cool, man. He does such a great job. I'll tell you this: if you don't want to spend the thousands of dollars on a sled right now, get a freaking ball bag. Those ball bags are epic, man. Yeah, like all the slots. We bought 2 of those last week, and those have been really, really good for us. So, and spend a few $100 and get a couple ball bags. It makes you look professional and keeps your balls safe.
Yeah, no, man. It's just, man, it's good stuff, man. Like there were some tackle rings on the field the other day, and like they look awful. And I sent a picture to Hans. I said, "Hey, man, can you redo these?" He said, "Those are not mine." I said, that's probably why they look like that.
We got Dub Max coming on in a couple weeks. So you guys be on the lookout for that. Dub is obviously we partnered with R4, but we use R4 every single day, and our kids love it. And now that Dustin is on offense, he's being able to implement R4. Like, talk to us about how that's been with your guys.
Yeah, man, I'll be honest, kind of, going into, Catawba, I'm obviously just an assistant coach. I'm just helping with receivers and the pass game. And, they have a great system before I got there. And my biggest thing that I've been trying to do is take what I've learned from the R4 and try to simplify the game for those players. And it's understanding, like, what are we trying to do, man? Like I think there's a part of this in football, but we are not solely a manipulate a defender type progression. Like there's nothing wrong with slant bubble. Great concept to horizontally stretch. Nothing wrong with it. But we're not going to say defender key the outside linebacker, and if he goes with the bubble, throw the slant. If he plays high, throw the bubble. There's a way to get to that, but that's just not how I like to do it. So it's been really good this summer, or the spring and summer. We kind of went through football 101 stuff, just the basics of R4, the frame of reference, the common terminology, and what it just allows, man. And we talk about this all the time, but how quickly they pick it up and how quickly it makes sense and how quickly you can communicate. Like we have a rising 10th grader. I guess he is a 10th grader now. He's probably going to be one of those 4-quarter guys. He's going to try to play 2 quarters on JV, take his pads off. Coach is just a subtweet. Don't get in trouble because you didn't take the pads off at halftime. And he's going to be there for second half if we ever need him for varsity. And it's like, then we have the rising junior who's our starter right now. And it's like the ability to be able to communicate with them. So we have a scout book, and it's not all of our offensive plays. It's plays that the defense wants to see and work. And just how quick it is to communicate, hey, here's the progression, this to this. And it's like they understand that we are looking at the route space of the route. Like today, we threw a cross late on Y cross, and I said, I just can't see the receiver. I said, why are you looking at the receiver?
Yep.
I don't care about the receiver. We care about where the cross space is. I said, listen, if they're expanding with the slot fade with the weak safety, you should be licking your chops. Who's going? Hey, man, I'll take Tampa 2 against my slot receiver any day of the week. Any day of the week. And it's just the ability to, hey, man, we are progression-based, but understand the pre-snap accelerators that's going to help you. Why is that weak safety wide? Because we're killing them with the 5x1. We are killing them with the hitch. So the only way they can cover it is the trap and push the safety over the slot fade. Okay, beautiful. That's what we want them to do. And it's like, they're starting to learn, and it's clicking more of what are pre-snap indicators that's going to help my pure progression and get to where I need to go. And
Yeah,
dude,
I
it's
love
been
it.
phenomenal.
I think it's awesome that you guys are able to do that and implement it. And it's not a new offense. Like you're taking your lens or the R4 lens and
Yep.
applying it to a totally different offense. And they do a really good job over there. I think, Catawba Ridge has always had really good passing game concepts, and
Yep.
it's just taking a different lens to a different offense. And I think that's what the beauty of it is. And I think anybody can use it. We're in year 2 at Rock Hill, and man, our quarterback really, really loves it. It's really good. It's good for 2 things. It's good for an inexperienced quarterback that you got to onboard quick and then help them. Maybe they're inexperienced. Maybe they don't intuit space very well. They don't know really. They don't have a good feel for the game, because sometimes you have a quarterback that you don't really teach a whole lot. Like he just has a knack for throwing open or anticipation. It's good for a kid that doesn't have that, but then it's even better for a kid that does. Like it's good for an elite quarterback as well. And I think that's what is a true testament to just the language and the details behind all the definition. I mean, it's a great model. So,
well, hey man, tell me this.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your best way. This will be fun. Not using any R4 terms. Explain to me how you would teach a quarterback to go through the progression of snag, corner, snag, back. Try to
Yeah, that's a great one. I think that's one of the hardest ones. I think snag is one of the hardest ones, and I'll explain why.
Yep.
So I'm going to tell you the progression, and then I'm going to tell you about the pre-snap scan, and I'm going to tell you how we do pure progression on that. So our progression is this: the slot receiver will have a 6-step corner. That's number one. That's what we call the first route in the progression. The R4 uses the term rhythm. All right. So the second route in the progression is the snag route. So it's like it's an angle route. He's going to settle off of the star, okay, or the skiff. We call him the seam curl flat player. He's going to settle before the mic can push, and then you have the back on the swing, or if you're in 3x1, he's got the bubble or the out. Okay, so typical snag concept. The quarterback is going to do a pre-snap scan that starts with the boundary corner first. He's going to go corner. He's going to go boundary corner, boundary safety, field corner. Then he's going to work his way inside to like the skiff player through the box. And that gives him some sort of visual representation, at least pre-snap, what the coverage may be. Obviously, he's going to have to confirm that post-snap. So what we do is we want to look through the space of the corner route first. We're not staring the corner down. We're not staring the wide receiver running the corner route down. We cannot stare at him because we will not see route side space. The hardest thing with snag is when the field corner bails underneath the corner route. Okay, because you might look lean stick. You got to restack the skiff, and then you're going to run your corner off the safety. But if the corner bails and it's quarters, or even like cover 3, you're going to throw a pick. It's going to look like double coverage.
Just to chime in real quick, the hardest part about a corner route is the 4-yard rule matters horizontally and vertically. That's the hardest part. That is the hardest part.
And I got great film on that. Like even when I speak on this, like we have 2 clips which are wild. One is the corner is just talk about where the corner is in relationship to the breaking point of the corner route. And yes, you're right. Horizontal cushion and vertical cushion. But we talk about hip angles all the time. But like knowing what is open for us is very easy because we have this reference point. We could say where the corner is in relationship to the route at the top of our drop. And that's when we have to make our determination, because you see it all the time. Yep. Why didn't he throw the corner route? Because we're throwing the snag.
It's open. Well, coach, you're looking at it 3 seconds.
3 seconds, not at like freaking 1.6 or 1.8 seconds. It's like after the ball's out, the freaking corner's driving down on the snags. Throw the corner route. So for us, that's the first one. We got to look through the corner space. If that corner bails it off, he's in our vision at all, but then that vertical 4-yard cushion, like we're hitching up immediately. Like that's going to accelerate our progression. Now we're going to go snag back. And so we're not looking at a skiff. It's like if he's open, we throw it. We use a lot of we are doing this unless, and we're not saying if then. So like I am throwing the corner unless the route side space is capped.
Yep.
And then it's like I'm throwing the snag unless he is capped, if that makes sense, by the skiff player. And so that gives our guys really. I mean, we're.
Hey man, by the way,
you're using. How you gotta do it.
No, you're using a lot of R4 terms.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
But it's like
I think
my point is.
Point. I think I made your point.
Yeah, it's like well, I've listened to a lot of coaches coach, and a lot of people when you call snag, they'll say read the outside linebacker, read the safety, the down safety, and it's like I just don't get how you have the ability. you can't throw the corner route if you're reading the outside linebacker. And it's like, I've also seen people do the progression differently, and I'm not saying it's wrong. It doesn't fit. Knowing what I know about coverage and defense, it doesn't fit. So it's like they'll go snag to back to corner, or they'll go snag first to corner and then to back. And it's like I just don't like. Do we think the corner is going to follow the snag and we're going to come back and be able to throw the corner? I just don't.
Yeah, I think I could steel man that argument. So
Yeah.
let me steel man it and put it on the other side. So, which I don't prescribe to this, but I think the idea is they're doing a coverage. They're doing it's a coverage type of decision. So like once you determine the pre-snap coverage, that can change your progression. So like, okay, say it's quarters or cover 3, we're just going to go snag back right now. I think that's kind of it. But the problem is now
eliminate the route. Eliminating the route.
I'm going to eliminate the route. I'm going to accelerate it before the snap. We have just figured out, and this is what our revelation is that you can do it in real time. Like there's a timeline to where you can rhythm or look to the corner first, then go snag, then go back, because it cascades. It's not at the same time. The corner doesn't break at the same time as the snag does. It actually breaks earlier. And so now you can do a full, and that was my biggest revelation. So it simplified things for me. We can have a pure progression and also use like route side space to determine what the coverage may be. But we don't have to name the coverage. It's like, is it capped or uncapped?
And that's kind of my favorite part. And it's funny, like, I try to teach things in threes. Like if they do this, like a O lineman, if I'm teaching a defensive end, he can do 3 things, buddy. He can come to you, he can go away from you, or he can go backwards in a pass set. That's what he can do. There's 3 things. This is how we're going to attack him. And until this happens, like this is what we want. We want to attack the outside shoulder. And if he goes away from us, we have to halt immediately and squeeze or whatever the call is, And it's like, I really like the ability of using the R4. And I know we talk about it all the time, and it's like, I just don't know another way to do it. I've been doing it for so long. And let me rephrase that. I don't know if there's a more efficient way from a common language.
I think it's efficiency is what it is.
Yes. It's like, I don't know there a more efficient way because it is in real time. I had our quarterback yesterday, as he's letting the ball go, he's saying, darn it. Like he knows immediately, like we're running sail, go by 1 and sail by 2. And we've been seeing a lot of the scout teams running like trap coverage. And so we've thrown like 4 to 5 touchdowns on the fade. So they're starting to get comfortable of, I know what they're going to do. Like I'm getting ready to throw it. Well, the safety played hard over top and they squatted and he lets the fade go without actually assessing the space. And the corner, the safety didn't pick it off, but it should have been picked off. And it's like, immediately he's just like, I can't throw what I want to throw. I gotta confirm it. And it's like, and I was like, why is that a bad throw? Because not using R4's language, the guy's in the same space the route goes. Like that's not good. Or he has the potential based on his hip angle to cap that space. And we talked about that adjustment of the way that we handle that. But it's like, I just, man, guys, if you've never tried the R4, buy one of the books. If you don't want to make the commitment, like buy one of the books. And
you don't forget a 10% discount too.
Yeah, we have a promo code, and we've had a couple guys that listen who have taken a leap of R4, and they've reached out and said, "Dude, like this is everything that you thought it would be." And I love that. I'm on a new staff this year. Obviously, kind of came in a little late, but we have went through the other day grading accelerators, grading run box accelerators and grading defensive backs. And everybody's just amazed, man. It's like, this is an objective way to find a player's strengths and weaknesses. I said, exactly. Like, we're not going to say number 8's a great defensive end. Well, that may be true, but what is he good at and what does he struggle with? And we need to find out how to mitigate the personnel, and that's kind of, going down this rabbit hole. What I started thinking about the other day is like the game planning process for me is going as more simple as, man, they can only do so much on defense. They're either going to send them and play man, or they're going to sit back and play zone and fire zone you. Like that's all they're going to do. So I think the more I lean, the older we get. We talked about this in our last episode. It's like the personnel and the techniques matter to me more than the space. because we're going to have the ability to attack the space just based on how we coach it and teach it. That's not an issue. The quarterback knows, like, if we're going pure progression, he knows where his vision's going to the space. But what we need to find out is who are the guys responsible for and what are they responsible for doing and how are they executing it? That is more part of the game plan. In simple terms, all these old coaches, hey, man, it's all about the Jimmys and Joes. Like you know, so it's like, hey, man, like, you know, they are playing cover 2 in the boundary. They don't have a curl player. Like, it's safety on top, corner below. Is there a reason they're unsound schematically? Yeah, because JoJo's in the corner, is the corner. You know what I mean? Like,
here's my biggest argument for R4. And, you know, take the base 101, take the base definitions, take the base like way to think about football from that lens. The game planning process is by far the best thing I've seen. And look, I think there's a lot of coaches that are detailed. And think about, you know, when I go back and I think about like my experience before R4, how did the game plan process look for me on staff? It's like I remember times where we're watching film as an entire staff on one screen, and then you got, all right, they paused. Hey, coach, rewind that. Hey, coach, pause that right there. Hey, look at that guy. And like it's like the offensive line guys talking about the DL, and then I'm trying to look at the corner. I mean, I remember those days. I think there's probably some guys out there right now that are doing it, and that's your process. But here's my thing on that. Like, and then it was like, okay, now everybody's going to divvy it up. You got coverages, you got the front, you got the stunts, and like, let's chart it. That was like the next cool thing for me. It's like, now everybody's got it, but now I got to come up with coverages. I got to tell the OC what these coverages are. He may not think those coverages are the same thing. And now we got to come together on the same page. Like, is this 3 weeks? Is this 3 strong? Is this key 2? Is this palms? Whatever. Now that's a whole different thing that we got to learn. I think most programs do that now. I think most programs have that. You got the O-line guy doing the fronts and stunts. The hell, the OC probably don't even know what those things are called half the time. You got another guy doing coverages that they don't know what those things are half the time. And then you're trying to tell the players those things. And now you got 3 or 4 different people speaking a different language, and it's not super efficient. Not saying you can't get it done, but think about what those conversations are like in film. It's like we don't have arguments anymore. Like there is no argument in our meeting. It's not because I'm a dictator. It's because we speak the same language.
Well, what's funny
we know
is
what coverages are. We know what the fronts are, and we all agree that these are going to be the things we call it.
Well, luckily for me, I only had 1 year of coaching out of my 11 or 12 that I didn't have R4. Now, like my second year coaching, I dabbled in it, didn't know near as much about it as I do now, but I knew what the halo was. I knew how to declare the bubbles of space, and I thought that was like, dude, this is it. You know what I mean?
But it's great. That's great.
But it's like, to your point, and I think there's we still do some of this. I just don't like the fact of, hey man, here's our big all-star Waffle House menu. Hey man, we're going to see cover 3. All right, we're going to circle these plays because we know they attack the seams and the flats. Like that's out. Like in my opinion, if that's out, like you can't go in there with your whole menu and say, hey man, oh, they're 1 high cover 3. And that's your game planning, because man, like there is so much to deep dive in how are they doing their run fit structure and playing their coverage. If you're seeing a team that's blitzing linebackers and playing cover 3 behind it, like you should have plays to attack that. Yes. Not just, hey man, it's cover 3. Sure. We're going to run 4 verticals. Like,
dude, I was that guy. I was that guy at 25.
Same.
I was like, I would literally draw, and there's, I think everybody has a progression through this, but like I learned the hard way. It's like, okay, 4 verticals beats cover 3, right? I think everybody knows that, right? Like, but then it's like, can we protect? What's the protection like? How is the defense? How am I gonna? There's
hey
other
man,
problems.
I told you throw the seam, coach. The wide receiver's laying on the ground because he just got rerouted,
he got jacked up and rerouted. Like I'm telling you, man, I was there. I'll never forget it. And like you're like, on paper, this stuff works, but the game is not played on paper. And I think deeper diving into understanding what Dub calls the accelerators of the defensive players. It's like knowing what they do well and what they don't do well and attacking that, either schematically or personnel matchups. That's the deeper process. But the cool thing is the process happens faster than what we used to do. It's like
Yes.
everybody's
Yes.
got a role, but everybody can speak the same language when we come together. And there's no animosity. I haven't had an argument in a meeting in a long time. And unless it was a person that didn't go through the process.
Yes.
When they just looked at the film.
I'm glad you said that.
They looked at the film and they had their preconceived notion about what that team was. And I'm looking at the grades and thinking, this is not what you're saying.
And
this is what our coaches came up with.
And you can quickly separate the people who are game planning and thinking about it subjectively versus objectively.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like I remember I was coaching one year. We're going in the second round. We're playing a really, really good team, and the accelerated grades were good. And there's coaches that are going, oh, man, they ain't that good. And I'm like, I don't know what you're watching, but like objectively, like we've graded these guys out. Like we've graded the offensive line blocks. Okay, this guard has had 6 out blocks one-on-one with opposing 3 techniques, and his grade is a positive blocker to that block. Like there has not been one time the 3 techniques that O lineman's going against where there's been a stalemated block. That 3 technique on 3 different films is getting moved beyond the line of scrimmage. There's a way to grade it. And that, like you said, I think that's the biggest part is I'll never forget our year at York. Shout out to Coach Boggs, who's a great coach and great ideas. And I just remember that he wanted one play and I wanted one play. I have no clue what it was. I just remember that when we were trying to decide which was the weak run that we wanted to go with, us 3 sat there and go, okay, let's look at this from a schematical standpoint. What's the best run? Okay, now let's look at this from a personnel standpoint. What's the best run to mitigate this 3 technique that's really good? And that was the way that we solved it. Like there was no egos. There was, hey, we want the best run play that's going to put our kids in the best position to move the football. And it's not, oh man, Coach Bolton picked Coach Boggs play, man, screw that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, but to your point, man, the way I think about it is, okay, we're looking at a defense. They play a 4-2 box. They're playing 8-man spacing versus 2x2, 10 personnel. To the field, they're playing some kind of quarters. To the boundary, they're just playing cover 2. There's a corner below the hard deck and a safety above the hard deck. There's no curl player. Okay, so it's like, okay, their coverage structure don't match their run fit structure. Well, the next part is you're thinking, oh, man, we're about to gash them. Well, we need to grade the accelerators of those players because they may have a really good corner where they're like, you know what, it doesn't matter. Like he can handle the vertical and the short stuff. Or there could be a linebacker that they're playing in a stack 40 technique who is so fast, or the way they're manipulating the run fit where he can play out the box. But you're thinking, oh man, we got the numbers in the boundary all day long. And then you go out there and you're throwing picks, or what your menu didn't work because you're not going the extra step to why are they who they are.
And the reason, and I didn't buy into this initially with the R4, I was like, why go through this process? We can confirm that during the game, right? We can confirm if that guy's really good or not. But you only get so many plays, and we need to try to eliminate the bad play. Like if there's a dude at 3 technique and he's just dominating every double team by every team he plays, right? And you got to take every, the scout opponent might not be any good, so you got to take that with a grain of salt compared to you. And there's a process for that. But if that guy's dominating doubles, why in the world would I ever try to double that guy? Just to say that we tried. Now I might try it once, but dang it, I ain't trying it again. And I already know, but there's probably something he's weak at. It's like a defensive end that you cannot reach. Why would I try to reach him? Well, we might have a scheme adjustment. Let's try to kick the guy. I mean, and that's stuff that coaches already know. We don't have to have those arguments now.
Hey, coach,
you don't have to have the arguments.
Hey, coach, I've graded him out.
Graded out.
Well, it's like, hey, coach, we have 7 clips versus back blocks against 3 teams. The center cannot back block him when he's a 3 technique. It's not happening, coach. What is our adjustments if we want to pull and kick something to the field?
Right.
If he's the boundary,
call it.
And it's like, well, here's what we'll do, coach. If you're telling me as the offensive line coach that you have graded 7 clips against 3 opponent scouts, and you're telling me none of the centers, one was terrible, one's an average kid, and one is a really good center, nobody can back block him. Why are we going to go into the game and run guard, pull, and kick? When there's 7 true, we can't do it.
There's one reason you would do that. There's one reason you do that is called ego. That's the only reason you would ever
By
do something
God,
like that.
we're going to
gonna
do it. Like, it's about mentality. It's only a mentality.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
The coach's mentality, not the players. It's just the coach's mentality dictates what happens on the field.
If you think you can't back block him, you can't back block him.
Yeah.
But if you
now,
think
we
you
don't
can,
have to tell
you
the
can.
kid that. We don't have to tell the kid that. That's part of coaching. You don't tell the kid that.
Yep.
You don't have to tell the kid anything.
Yep.
We're going to execute. They're going to run the play. You don't have to tell, hey, this guy's going to kick your ass if you try to back block him. You don't say that.
Yeah.
That happens in the meeting room.
Here's what I say.
That does not happen on the
field.
The
only thing I say to our kids on defense is, hey, guys, we're going to work form tackling this week, because if we don't, we will not make tackles. We're going to and we work form tackling every week, but it's like, that is my way of communicating. The ball carrier we're going against is really good. And if we don't get to the tackle the way we're supposed to on the track, and we don't fit it the way we're supposed to, and we don't drive our feet and squeeze, we're not going to tackle this kid. And that was my message about the kid at Burns. I said, guys, like, if we do everything perfect, we're still going to have trouble getting this kid down. But I can guarantee you, if we don't do it perfect, if we don't do our technique, you're going to be on his highlight tape.
That's like telling the quarterback, look, man, I don't care what blitzes they bring. I don't care if we check any protections. He can't get home. Like, hey, man. Like, we wouldn't ask that guy. We wouldn't ask that kid to do that.
If you have the mentality,
you better check protection. If you don't check protection, you're going to be out of the game. That's just real football. It's like, that's living in reality.
It is. And that's kind of, man, and this is the stuff that I like talking about, because like some of the people that we talk to who have really good, efficient ways, we learn things from them, but they're also like, that makes a lot of sense on why y'all do it that way. And shout out to the man himself that we're going to have on for a fourth time, who is a genius, Dub Maddox, dude. Like, I wouldn't be half the coach I am now when it comes to that stuff if it wasn't for what he created. And it's like every time we have him on, he's a close friend now. We talk to him all the time. Dude, he always is saying or working on something like, I've never thought about it that way. That makes a lot of sense.
Do you know what the difference is? But and here's the thing. When I do the clinic stuff, I'm speaking the Glacier stuff, I always put R4 stuff on everything that I have. I think it's on like every slide. And I want people to know, like, this isn't like, none of us invented this stuff. You did not invent your offense. You did not invent your defense. But what it is, it's a humility and an understanding that I'm willing to learn something new and then apply it, and not think that dude, there was somebody that freaking stole all of his knowledge and renamed it
fastball, curveball, changeup.
And it's like, what are you doing?
And selling it.
And selling it. I'm like, that is wild, man. Y'all look that up. That's out there. Fast curveball, changeup.
Oh, I'll tell you the high school it is, if y'all want to know.
Whatever. Dude, that is crazy. And Dub's like, he just kind of shrugs it off. And but no, man,
I think even he's like, hey, man, just give me the credit. Like, help a brother out. Like,
dude, it's just crazy, man.
But because I remember that ad came across while I'm scrolling, and I said, hang on, dude, this sounds familiar. I was like, wait a minute.
It's like
this is the R. Hey, man, I'm going to come up with the D4, man.
The D4.
Like, the D4, dude.
Dip,
like,
duck, dive, dodge.
It's like, man, but no, all jokes aside, man, like, shout out to Dub, man. He has been.
Can't wait to have it back on. Dude, he's got some new stuff coming too. Like, he's got the, I'm not going to tell you guys have to listen, but he's got some new stuff that we're actually going to be using every Friday night on the sideline. Like, I'm going full in, and can't wait to demo that and talk about that during the season too. And it's gonna be exciting. But no, man, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good season for us, for football coaches, following along with kind of our new football series, trying something different. I think it's gonna be exciting. We're definitely excited about it, and also our new series, with the leadership piece through Scripture. Yep. Man, best of luck to you guys, man. I'm excited. For you on offense, maybe some good conversations on what you guys are able to dial up on Fridays.
Yeah, man. I think I don't think personnel we're similar by any means in terms of bodies, but I think personnel packaging we're similar in ways, and I think that having someone who's running some of the same personnel packages and bouncing ideas, like, I know that I'll talk to you and I'm like, oh, I need to look into doing that. And then you'll talk to me and next week, hey, man, I did this, dude, it looks good. Yeah. Like, it's just.
Y'all running 31 personnel too? That's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah, man. 31. Hey, man, straight 31.
Straight 31P.
Nah, man,
That's awesome, man.
it's going to be a good year, man. And guys, like, no pressure, but the new leadership through Scripture series coming out is going to be awesome. I think the first one is about Moses, is what Jamie was talking about, and what we may do is we may end up releasing a graphic or some sort of what we plan on studying. That way, you can know leading up to the drop.
Yeah,
that
that'd
way,
be cool.
you can get your reading done, and you can do a little research, and then you can kind of listen to us. And man, we'd love to get that going. And like we said, we're going to do
and
that.
guys, give us some feedback. Like one thing me and Dustin, talk about all the time is like, yeah, we're not like, we don't want to. I don't know the best way to say this, but we're not going to like do like what the audience says do, but we would like to understand like what you like and what you maybe dislike. But give us a follow, man. I know it sounds like really cliche, but like any kind of like or comment on Spotify or YouTube or whatever it is, one gives us some information on like who's listening, and kind of personalizing all the numbers that we see. Like I hate to see numbers. I'd rather see coaches interacting, and giving some actual feedback. So if there's something that you hear on the pod, like us talking about, if you're not quite sure what it means, man, send us a DM, and we'll try to explain that or give you a resource. Or, hey man, maybe it's something that you do that we need to learn. Hey coach, I did this, and because me and Dustin are always trying to get better and learn. And so yeah, just follow along with us on that, man. And especially this off season, if you see us, man, just say, hey, come get a free koozie or whatever.
Yeah, man, we got to get some more of those.
Yeah.
Hey, man, any rapid fire questions you want to answer before we depart?
What are you looking forward to most this season in football, coaching football?
Honestly, man, like this has been the first time in a few years, man, that I'm not what I would say in a key role that's a determining factor to what happens. So, and what I mean by that is the last 4 to 6 years, I've either been a coordinator or a head coach. And I would say, man, it's really great to show up and understand that I'm just going to add value where it's needed. Not saying that I didn't do that as a coordinator or a head coach, but I think it's so much easier when I get there it's all about the kids, and it's easier to keep that vision of it's all about the kids. Sometimes the coordinator, head coach, you get caught up in scheduling this and making sure this is right and ordering this and doing all this, and you're doing it all for the kids, but the kids sometimes don't see it that way because you're so busy doing it, and it's like, and that I struggle with that, in the AD role. It was like, man, I've got to find a way to be more direct with the kids because, a lot of things go great and smooth because of what's done indirectly. But it's like this year, twice a week, I don't care how busy my schedule is, I'm going in the weight room with 2 different teams twice a week. I'm going to help Coach Collins, our strength coach, and I'm going to get to learn these kids, man. I'm going to push them. That way, when I'm covering these games, I get to learn who they are. Like, I know their names. The worst thing is you're out there watching a game, and it's like, well, I know 2 and 33, but I don't have a clue who those 3 kids, and it's like, so I want to be more direct, and that's what I'm looking forward to with the football side is just being able to be more direct with the kids. Like that's literally what I'm looking for the most this year.
That's good stuff, man. Yeah, I think.
What about you?
Yeah, I think for me, I always love like the process of trying to solve problems and get better at the same time. Like that is my favorite part of coaching. I love Friday nights, obviously, and it is what it is. But I love the process of, okay, what went well, what didn't go well, and then going through that weekly process of like, how are we going to get better at this week? Like, what do we need to do schematically to fix this? And I think I love seeing that progression throughout the season because we always are better at the end of the year, just like most teams are. But I just love that because you never know what to expect. You always learn something different. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, where am I going to be at as a coach at the end of this year that I'm like, man, I didn't think about this 2 years ago or a year ago. And so I don't know. That's what I get geeked up about. I think that's why I wake up every day just trying to like go into work and try to figure that piece out every single day. I love it. I'm a nerd.
That is the most fun part for me, the strategy part. Like nothing is more exciting than we're going against a team whose their personnel is better than us, and how can we as coaches mitigate the personnel deficiency? That is my favorite part, and then when you coach those teams or you're at those schools where your personnel is better, and then you're also trying to make the coaching better. It's just, it's really that is my favorite part outside of working with young men. I think I've said this to you before. It's the strategy portion of saying, we are sound, we're putting them in the best situation, and players got to make plays, but we're not relying on personnel to win us games. Just personnel. Like obviously we're relying on personnel to make plays. Like they have to make the play. Like I can put a kid in a curl dropper on this route.
But what you're doing is you're not doing bad football and masking it with dudes. And I think that is a thing. And but yeah, man, I'm excited. It's gonna be a great season of football. I think this is gonna be our best coach speak in season. It's year 2, and I just feel like it's getting better and better, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing the podcast more. I'm less stressed, and I think now that we got what 75 or so episodes in. So is it going to be? We'll get to 100 this year or no? That'll be close. That'll be close. That'd be cool.
Be close.
Yeah, man, do a big giveaway.
Yeah, guys, if there's any speakers you want us to reach out to, man, that you'd love to hear from, please let us know. We've built a lot of connections over the last year and a half, and there's a lot of people willing to do this stuff if you just ask. Like shout out to Jeff Collins, who's a big time coach, and he gave us the time to learn and try to give you guys something new to learn from a guy who's been in some of the highest levels and roles. And
same with Noah Mazzoni, that guy. I was like, after the first episode, it was just funny, and then the next thing was like, I really like you guys, man. I'm coming back on. So I was just like, that guy's really cool, man. It's just been a blessing. But yeah, guys, we appreciate you guys joining in every single week. It's really cool to see that the same guys are coming back and listening, and got some new things too. And we'll be talking about this later on, but the Coach Speak Podcast Network is growing. We got several more podcasts that are going to be joining. And so we're excited about that, especially with the Coach Speak Pro app. So we just got a lot of stuff coming. Can't wait to share that stuff with you the next few months.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff brewing. We're teaching, we're strength coaching, we're ADing, we're coaching football, and we're still trying to do. We're still family. And we're still trying to make sure that we're keeping this to where it has been and beyond. And that's one thing to add on to what Jamie said, man. Like I enjoy doing this. Not one time throughout the week I'm like, oh, we got to record, man. Like we got to like. And we always said that the driving factor is we're impacting coaches and we're enjoying doing it. And I enjoy it, if not more than I did when we first started. And guys, we're not going anywhere. I promise. Like if we lose every listener and there's only one of you, we're going to keep it going for the one person that sticks. So we appreciate y'all and everything you allowed us to achieve over this last year and a half. And we wish you luck during your season.
It's been a crazy run, man. Let's keep it rolling. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.
See y'all.
Thanks for tuning into the Coach Speak podcast. If you're interested in being a guest speaker on the show, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at coachspeakpodcast1@gmail.com. And if you have a question for our Q&A segment, don't forget to submit it through the form in the episode description. We appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.